we have quite a bit of closing it up work to do today. I was going to show you that no, I'm not much of a welder, so we're going to put this in here, and you'll see there's some light right there, and a little bit of light over right there. You can see it flashing like a, there you go. So that's not so bad. And I'm going to, although it's close to 0 degrees C out here, just I don't know, maybe 35. I'm going to put this in. I'm going to use. There's my burn pile. Good. Wish I was out there because it's cold. So I'm going to use these to install the rear seal. I'm going to put the final touches on this. I'm going to get some lubrication up in them bearings and stuff like that. So let me just do one thing at a time, and we'll just sort of do some closing it up here work. I'm not going to be able to put it in Daphne today, but we'll do some things anyway. Well, we've reached the put the seal on and new hardware for this, so let's do that. And I gotta get a little bit more lubricant up in there. I think I'll hold on to that. So let me get what I'm gonna do is get my gun like this and fill it with some gear oil, and I've got let's get this 85 140. Let's use up the rest of that and get those things lubricated. And now I did some research about the shim packing back here, and there are shims for the inside and the outside. I've seen guys use both. As long as it's okay with me, you know, whatever. But I was going to say something else here too. I'm going to kind of pre-lubricate this thing. I'm going to get the air and blow it out. But there's a hole way back up in there, and I'm going to drizzle a little oil in there. I'm going to shoot some back there. You can almost see the daylight. Well, you can't see it really. Maybe if I did it this way. Well, I'm trying. I guess the bearing and everything's stopping me. But anyway, there is. Let's try it this way. Well, trust me, I should have showed it before. But way back up in there, right at the very tip of my lamp, is a hole, and I can see light coming up through it, but you can't probably. So I'm going to just kind of pre-lubricate all this stuff, shoot a little bit of gear oil wherever I can. We're going to put this axle back in it after I get the yoke in it, and we're going to torque that bolt up there. We're going to put a little bit of red Loctite on that just to make sure, and got to get some grease and put on this, and some stuff to put around some ultra. I'm going to do this because this thing's old. I'm going to put some let's see, make sure I got this right. Yeah, springs on the inside. Professionally blown off there. Okay, so yeah, so we're going to put some gray seal around here. Let's see how much of that I got. I don't know how much of that I got. So tell me, gray seal, how does it feel to be so wise? Well, I believe John bought this a long time ago. Now, the thing about this stuff is you got to let it sit for a day. Allow 24 hours before putting fluids in it. I got all kind of other stuff, but there's a little bit of old. Let's see if there's anything in there. Try not to. But you're supposed to get this gear oil stuff. Okay, so let's put a little bit of this in here. You can't fill these all the way up because of the displacement of that thing, so I didn't have to go into a new one or anything like that. I just now just put that there, I guess. Now what we're going to do, well, this is old-timey, isn't it? When was the last time you saw this stuff? Probably at a Yarn Arrow Hall for hardware somewhere. Okay, all right. So we've got that going. Let's make sure we purge out any other kind of oils. Find a weed somewhere. Ugh. Oh, you can tell you got it because it's real difficult. Okay, so we're going to go into here. Okay. Now you can see there's a drain back right here too. See that drain back right there? So you don't have to worry about it coming out and getting on your seal too much. Okay. We got that one. And we're going to drizzle some around the spider bearings here. And I don't care if it comes out and hits this, well, I kind of do care if it comes out and hits this moving blanket thing. I kind of do care about that. Let's put that down there just to keep ourselves happy. We're going to spin all this stuff around. Okay, we're going to put a little bit there, and a little bit there, and a little bit, maybe it'll soak into those shims a little bit, and there. And I'm going to put some on the gear itself. Got the stuff's really thick this time of year, ain't it? Okay. All right. So I don't have that on there, so I can't spin it. So that's all right. I'll spin it in a minute. We'll spin it in post. Well, talk about a tip you wish you'd have known years ago, but keeping that Vaseline in there keeps that stuff viable for years. Unbelievable. So once again, thanks to whoever thought of that one. Okay, so I decided to do Steadicam here. So just squeeze this out. And it's so cold, and I'm not too curiously thinking about this stuff becoming too hard too quick, or too rigid, or whatever you want to use your word. Don't go bananas with this stuff. But you want somebody to know you were there, right? Okay, so now that ought to be just plenty. Slap it on the old wood there. I might could save that little bit of Vaseline. I'll go get some fresh. I want to do that right now. So I'm going to go down here and get my whichever one of these wheel bearing things fits the best. That looks like that one will do. Maybe a little bit bigger than that one. Same things you saw me on previous video. See, that works pretty good. It goes in this way. Well, maybe it doesn't work pretty good. Well, I don't want to mess any of that up, so I won't. I'll just tap it in with what? With this. You'll be able to tell by the sound. Alright, there's the yoke and everything. There's that. So let's go ahead and get going here. Ooh. I think I better find something that fits that, because that's pretty pretty unhappy. Ta-da! I got this thing, and this ought to do fine. I hope it does fine. Looks like it'll do fine to me. Let's not go too far. I think I need to go a little bit over here. I think it's a little bit down right there. Okay, that's pretty good there. I'll take that. Okay, put this stuff over here. Once again, you grab your gear oil. Make sure that's nice and clean. Okay, and put your gear oil on there. Okay, and then slip that on there. Okay, should get a little resistance. Okay, pretty good. Take that. Let's get rid of this old washer there. Oh, there's another thing you're supposed to do. I almost forgot. If you don't put a little bit of you don't put a little bit of sealant around these splines, it'll leak there. So let me get that Vaseline I just put in there out of there. All right, we're good here. So you're supposed to do this, and I'm going to go one way and then the other. And this is why it's sometimes difficult to get this yoke off, because it's got this stuff in it. And I can't. Okay. Yeah, that was a tip I got from Edgar Winter's cousin there. And there you go. I think that's enough there. So there's your little tip, not from me, but I happen to remember just in the nick of time. Okay, well, I'm probably going to use this somewhere else. I'm not going to lock it up quite yet. Okay, so I'm glad to have a new tube of that. All right, let's see here. Let's try to avoid getting this all over everything. Okay. All righty. All right. So hopefully that fills up any voids and gaps and whatnot. And there's your new washer. There's your, just for a little insurance. Yeah, about out of this stuff. Come on, there's enough to finish this out. Yeah, there you go. Now this, and then we're going to torque it to, I already set it on a previous video, so noise alert on. Let's go down to a light setting here. Does that fit? Yeah. Okay, feels good. Now it's important to torque this, you know, as we all know, because of the preload on the pinion. Okay, so I'm going to do that now. I've got I got that to swing it right there. All right, I'm gonna move you out of the way. So let's put this in. Oh, I gotta go get. I'll probably put some goo in it later. I just want to put this in to stop things. Is that it right there? Yeah, this is a cool kit right here. It's got your innies and outies on square drive. Ooh, the Sun X tools, whatever those are, whatever the number is. I don't know. You'll find it. But that's so nice. I went through so much of my life dealing with stuff like this. And it's just, you got the innies and the outies, and it's just bliss. Let me go get the other one. I was getting ready to put the pan on it. Oops, sorry. So I guess that's this one. Oh, nope, it's not that one. It's that one. That's really nice stuff. I'm not going to worry too much about having this in there tight. I just kind of want to get it sealed up, keep the dirt out of it, and when I move it, it'll be somewhat of a protective thing too. So I'm going to go at it from the other side. That is this drive. Doesn't really much matter. Okay, so let's just do her. All right, so we're going to move it up to here. Okay. Make sure she don't fall off. That little tab for the brake lines works pretty good. So yeah, the pinion's on tight. And so everything's looking up. All right. I'm going to put a wrench on this anyway. Okay. Okay, that's all we need. And then gently touch down there. Okay. So that oil I put in there, it's just gear oil. I didn't put anything fancy additives or anything like that. So, all right, well, we're going to, everybody, I'm going to just let y'all decide what you want to do gasket wise. So kind of keep this, let me put this right back where it belongs, so when I need to reassemble everything, I'll have it. All right, so I'll be back in a second. So I'm going to let you make the call on what you want to do gasket wise here. And I got my blue Loctite for these little bolts here. And I'm just going to put them on finger tight for now. There's no sense in tightening them up till I get there. And like I say, it's got to sit there 24 hours. So y'all decide what you want to do here. I'm going to get some brake clean and wipe around here. And then we'll install this thing, and I'll let you guess if I use a gasket or not. Got a surprise for you. Well, at least it's cheerful looking, isn't it? Well, that's leftover Bonnie paint, and I thought I'd give her a little touch of Pontiac there. We'll see how that does. It's cold, but I guess it'll cure out in a while. I'm going to close this garage door and very carefully look around for these terrible welds that I've already marked 3 spots where light's coming through. So I'm going to do that. So I got a list here. Oh, I got to tell you something. Apparently I counted wrong, or I thought it was an 8. I thought it was a 3 and it was an 8. So let's see, seal wheel barricade did that. I hadn't welded the holes. Yeah, okay, torqued under, and I did that. Fit the U-bolts. Well, that's going to be something I got to do. Heat and set that loose lug. Paint head. Okay, yeah. Show oil ways. I did that. Lube bearings. Okay, did that. Get gear sealed silicone. Now here's the thing. It's not a 43. It's a 48, not 43. And so it's actually not a 307 ratio. It's a 3.42. And that makes me feel a little better. So I fouled that up. So that's a little project for at the house. So looked at the old shim, sharpened thin but okay. All right, so we're going to do some welding. I don't think I got a bunch else to do up here, so we'll just have to kind of hope for the best. Now the other thing is these are all brand new bearings in here, and so my understanding is it can be just a little tighter, and you know, had a kind of that little tight spot we spoke of, and that they say that's going to work itself out, because like that guy said, you end up getting different measurements. So, and I have to have this gear a little tighter because it's older, and you know, it's compromised to a certain degree. So there you go. I'm gonna bust out the old Hobart there, and we're gonna do a little welding. Lights, camera, welding. Not very much. Okay, it's working. All right, let's see what that did. All we're looking for here is to weld up some holes, and I think that's happened. I don't see any light coming out of there anymore. Let's double check that. Okay, they were very small pinholes, but we're going for the gusto here. We're going for everything. So, okay, very good. I think that's it for welding. One more thing, and then I'm going to wrap it up. That's a wrap for today. And I put some gear sealant here. It's welded, and I just didn't want any leaks, so I did the extreme tape thing. And now let's just do the final little touch. These are ready to go. I just did some power washing. My feet are soaking wet, so I want to go inside. So let's just do this to keep the birds and stuff out. Okay. And keep the little critters from going in there. Okay. And that's going to do it for today on this lovely eventide. Okay, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to bother painting the tubes or anything. It might make the weld stand out worse. Okay. Oh, one more thing. Okay, that's it. That'll do it. We'll talk to you later. Be sure and give me a thumbs up. And I guess I need to clean up. I'll do it tomorrow. There's no job that can't be done tomorrow. So, and subscribe. And we'll just see how this works out, probably early next week. So I just want to close this one out and call it a day. I did want to cut that bolt off, but I don't know. I don't think I'm going to weld the springs to it. I think if something goes wrong, I'd might want to save the springs, you know. Okay. All right. Bye-bye, guys.